Facebook just quietly announced that they'll no longer censor posts that contain facts or opinions about the coronavirus possibly leaking from the Wuhan lab or being manipulated in the lab and then leaking. If you say that it was deliberately released, they'll probably still take that down. Or if you say that Communist Chinese agents may have visited American airports in order to spread it around, I'm sure they'll take those posts down too, because that's considered to be big time racist. But if you leave that part out, that about the deliberate part, and let people decide for themselves or read between the lines, those posts may actually stay up now. For well over a year, those posts would have been censored and your page penalized, but now the cat's out of the bag, with the former CDC director saying that he thinks it leaked from the lab, and Dr. Fauci even saying that that's certainly possible, and everyone's talking about it. Let's take a quick trip down memory lane, shall we, and reminisce how for the last 14 months, the liberal media industrial complex would attack anybody who had those kinds of concerns or presented the evidence.
Because we don't know where the novel coronavirus came from yet, the conspiracy theories fill the void.
I'm telling you, the Chi-Coms are trying to weaponize this thing.
Conservative talk show host Rush Limbaugh with zero proof, suggesting a Chinese bioweapon lab is to blame.
It's this question about the Wuhan lab. We know that it's been debunked.
Those same agencies now have been tapped with investigating one of Trump world's most favorite conspiracy theories.
This week, Donald Trump is still pushing the debunked bunkum, despite his own intelligence community's findings that that is simply not true.
And there is simply no reason to believe that that is the case. There is no empirical evidence to verify that.
Coming up with a conspiracy theory to try and foment xenophobia with respect to the Chinese has just as much factual support as taking Clorox.
He can't just sit back and let the doctors and the scientists do their jobs. He's got to chime in.
He may pick up the conspiracy theory that this was some weapon.
People don't keep bats in captivity. Complete baloney.
We don't need to invoke conspiracy theories.
This is just another example of the president trying to change the narrative from his own failings.
The problem for President Trump is that he's running for re-election, is looking for ways to deflect blame for the performance of the administration.
Well, that was then, and this is now.
This morning, a once controversial theory on the origins of COVID-19 now gaining ground. Experts in the Biden administration are now actively considering the possibility, once dismissed, that COVID may have been accidentally leaked from a Chinese lab.
It's a theory that was heavily promoted by former President Trump as he tried to pin this pandemic on the Chinese. But now President Biden says there's no clear consensus on the origin, and he's making it clear that he is giving this lab theory a second look.
They did concede, however, that a lab accident is possible, that more research is needed, and it's a vindication of sorts for Trump-era officials who long argued that they believe that this virus originated in a lab, only to be dismissed in part because some of their anti-China rhetoric.
Vindication, she laments. In other words, Trump was right again. And now that previously classified information has been revealed and the investigation continues to move forward, a lot of journalists have been deleting a lot of their previous tweets, trying to cover their tracks. People like this clown from the New York Times who tweeted, "Someday we will stop talking about the lab leak theory and maybe even admit its racist roots. But alas, that day is not yet here." The Washington Compost apparently forgot that they published this article because it surprisingly hasn't been dumped down the memory hole yet. Tom Cotton keeps repeating a coronavirus conspiracy theory that was already debunked. You know, I'm gonna hold on to this Alex Jones was right meme because I have a feeling that it's gonna just keep coming in handy. And speaking of Facebook, a whistleblower released some documents and did an interview with Project Veritas about how the company has created a new moderation tool in order to shadow ban posts and comments from people who are hesitant to take the vaccine. Not people who are posting fake news or conspiracy theories or medical misinformation about the vaccine, but people who are posting confirmed facts about the vaccine or just have opinions about it and are hesitant to take it. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying, and I have never said, that you should not take it. And I'm not saying that you should. I don't give medical advice. All I'm saying is that people should have the ability to have a discussion on their social media accounts without certain posts and opinions or even links to conspiracy videos being taken down, so that they can make a decision on their own and be comfortable with that decision based off of all of the information available. I do find it uncomfortable and very strange, in fact, that numerous states are offering coronavirus lotteries where the winner is winning, in some cases, $1 million or more if they go and take the vaccine. I'm not saying there's some big conspiracy there. It's probably just state officials virtue signaling, but let's be honest, it's weird. What else is weird is the White House just had a town hall event, a virtual town hall event with several YouTubers who were able to ask Old Joe and Mr. Fauci some questions about the vaccine. That's not the weird part. I mean, that's actually kind of a good idea. The weird part is, well, you'll see.
Manny MUA, can you hear me?
How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
Doing fine. How are you? Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you guys so much for doing this with me. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are absolutely great. I have a couple questions for you guys. So I've heard rumors about, of course, a vaccine passport when you'll need to confirm whether you have the vaccine or not to travel or to go to concerts, etc. Do you feel like that is going to be something that's going to be implemented more?
These rumors of vaccine passports, I think it just plays the paranoia in some people, particularly with younger people. And that's just not the case.
Didn't I tell you that liberals were going to turn America into a drag queen wasteland? I mean, when have I been wrong? No vaccine passport. Hey, Joe? Well, is that why so many colleges are requiring that the students have proof of vaccination or else they're not allowed back into school in the fall? And didn't I see something about how the NFL is requiring proof of vaccination in order for fans to be allowed into the stadiums? The virtue signaling surrounding getting vaccinated is reaching new levels of idiocy. One company has even created a vaccinated necklace. But that's nothing compared to Friends star Matthew Perry, who apparently snorted all of his royalties and has resorted to what us YouTubers do to try to make a living, and that is sell merch. He is now selling this "Could I Be More Vaccinated" shirt. Apparently, "Could I be more whatever" is his catchphrase from the show. I did catch a brief clip from the Friends reunion, and my question is, could you be more pathetic? I mean, just look at this guy, another soul destroyed by Hollywood. You do know what's coming next, don't you? I mean, am I not the king of transitioning to my merch plug? Of course, I sell my own shirts at markdice.com, and this weekend, if you use the promo code Find a Cure at the checkout, you could save 20% off of anything. So get yourself a Celebrities Know What's Best shirt, an I Love Global Warming shirt, or the classic Liberalism Find a Cure shirt at markdice.com, or click the link in the description below, enter the promo code Find a Cure at the checkout to save 20%, and check them out.